David, one of the ties around this one, is it not? Much you looking forward to it?
Looking forward to it. It'll be a real difficult game. I know the expectation around it will be on us to go and win, but we also know the challenges are there. They're on brilliant form. You know, it's undefeated in 8 games. Scott Brown will have them right up for it. Their fans at a home game, magic of the cup, everything that comes with that. We need to be ready for that and guard against that. And when you're winning games like they are, you play with a level of confidence, and they'll be going into the game full of confidence. But we're on exactly the same thing. You know, we want to continue our run. If we can play to the best of our ability, we all need to do that. We need to keep improving, keep getting better. But we've got a chance of getting the next round of the cup, and that's the full focus. Can we play to their levels, go down there, and make sure we're in the hat at the end of the game?
What do you expect the game to be like in terms of how different will it be from a Premiership type fixture, a Premier League fixture?
It depends on how we need to go and start the game properly. That's the thing. I think it is going to be about how can we play. Can we play to our levels and impose ourselves on the game and not get, if you can, you know, it's going to be an exciting occasion for the home fans. The expectation they've got going to the game, or the excitement they've got going to the game. Can we go there and start the game really well and hopefully try and dominate the game quite early? That would be the message to the players. But at the same time, you've got 11 players on the other side that are trying to do the opposite. So we know it's going to be a real difficult game. The players will be ready for it. We've done a lot of work on them, as we always do for every opposition. But we hopefully have got a game plan in place that we think gives us the best chance to make sure we're going to win the game.
Scott's done amazingly well this season with the squad he's built. We've got a lot of players there as well who maybe got a little bit of a point to prove than they not.
I think he's got a real good squad. When you look at the balance he's got, so a lot of senior players, a lot of players that have played in the Premier League, with a lot of Premier League experience, but then also a lot of young players with youth and energy in the game. So I think the balance he's got is really good. I know a lot of the players personally as well, worked with a few of them before, you know, Jamie Murphy, Mikey Devlin, boys like that are really good pros. So he's recruited well in terms of the character he's brought to the club, which is why I'm not surprised to see them being so successful. The flip side to that is we obviously I know them inside out, so how can we make sure it's all about us and we make sure we do the right things to combat that. But he's also got real physical quality at the top of the pitch as well with Oakley, and I know he's in Curtis Main, so they've got different ways of playing. We know all about them, we know they've got good players that can hurt you, and there's no surprise to see them right at the very top end of the Championship.
It's unlikely to be a bowling green type surface. Will that in any way deter the way that you want to play the game, or alter the way you want to play?
No, I think it's the same for both teams, so I'm never ever going to look at that. We've already had games like that this season where the pitch maybe isn't great. Been in Scotland long enough, by the time you get to January, February, March, that's the way the pitches are up here. The bonus side to it is it's a grass pitch, which is a big bonus. You know, there's a few teams in the Championship and that play on the plastic pitch, which I'm against, to be honest, but at the same time I understand why clubs do it. But the fact it's a grass pitch, it's something we used to be playing grass every single day, so it's the same for both teams. But I think it'll be all about making sure we go down there with the right level of intensity and professionalism.
Finally, for me, then, what sort of atmosphere do you expect? Because Ayr fans are buoyed at the moment because of their current running form. Hibs fans will be travelling down there with an expectation of success.
Exactly that. I think the home fans will be going there with hope and excitement, and the fact that they've done so well to get to this round of the Cup, and getting a Premier League team at home gives them an opportunity to try and impress and try and impose themselves and try and cause an upset. That's the magic of the Cup. You see it all the time. For us, the expectation on us to go down there and win, because we are doing so well in the league, because we are a Premier League team, but that counts for absolutely nothing if you don't turn up and play at the best of your levels and the best of your ability. But the players are, again, in a really good place at the moment, and we are determined to make sure we keep this momentum going and feel good factor going and stretch our unbeaten run, and that's the challenge to the players, to keep that going.
What have you made of Scott's kind of early days in management and coaching?
He's done really well. He's someone that I'm doing coaching badges with as well, so he's someone I probably didn't know him as well when we played, but since we've been in the coaching side, a lot more interaction with him, I see him a lot more, and I think he's done incredibly well. As we just touched on there, the squad he's got, the squad he's developed and put together, and the balance it's got within it, and that's the reason why I think he's right at the top end of the Championship, and rightly so, because they fully deserve it.
When you go on these courses together, the guys you maybe come up against, do you learn kind of new things? Are you able to kind of bounce off each other in a way you maybe wouldn't be able to when you're just out there kind of head to head? Yeah,
probably. I think that's what they do. They put you into situations, and you start to meet people from all over the world, especially the further up you go. You know, when you start with if I go back to when I started on my B licence, some of the lads I met on that one, I still speak to now, but from all over the world, and then you progress to your A licence, and now I've obviously on my pro licence, so the different types of coaches and different ways of playing and different philosophies and styles that you start to learn and listen from other people, because there's no right or wrong way to do it. Everyone's got their own beliefs of what they think is right, and it's probably about doubling down and actually sticking to what you truly believe, how you believe it should be, but at the same time I think you always learn, you always tweak things from other people, and there's things you take from that you really like and maybe steal bits here and there, and I think that's all part of it.
I think Scott clearly still has a lot of love for this club. He's talked about it in the build up to the game and how much Hibs means to him. Do you feel that's going to be a real motivator for him and going into this game? It's something that really means something to him.
Yeah, I think from the outside world that I understand why everybody talks about that, but knowing Scott Brown, you look at his career, how he played, how he was, real competitor, captain, club and country, so he's wouldn't matter who we're playing, who he's up against in the cup, he'd be desperate to get his team ready to try and win, and I'm absolutely no different on that front. So the outside noise will always be there. We just need to make sure that it's that everyone's talking about Hibs at the end of the game, and that's it.
Finally, from me, so asking about the window closing, Ayr staying probably being one of the big talking points. How happy were you that he's going to be here for the rest of the season?
Yeah, delighted with the squad. That's a big part of it. We only brought in the one addition in Alessandro, which was brilliant to bring him in, gives us a bit of balance in midfield, strength and depth, competition in that area, and the big thing was keeping hold of key players as well, because when you do, like say Ayr always comes up in speculation and interest in him because of the level of player he is. So for me personally and for the club to be able to keep him in to the end of the season at least, I think, but even moving forward, his full focus is getting back on the pitch to make sure he gets to a level where we know he can be so effective, and I think that's my challenge now, is to try and improve him between now and the end of the season, because trying to replace someone like that can be very difficult with the qualities he's got. So delighted all in all by where we started the window to where we ended the window. It's a real close group here at the moment. The momentum's building, the culture's really good, and I was very conscious of that moving forward. We're in a good place, and I believe the squad's in a real good place that can finish the season strongly.
Good to have that continuity, David. You have a lot of teams having to lose players, they bring players in, you never quite know what's going to happen, so to have a settled squad that's playing well must be a real good thing to have.
It is. I think it's, as you just touched on, for a number of different reasons. You never know. Every time you bring a player to the club, you always bring them in to try and improve the group. You don't always get it right, but I think that, as you've just touched on there, the fact that we've got such a good group at the moment, we've got players coming back from injury as well that have been around it, that are hungry and desperate to get back in, especially when the team are doing so well. Players that aren't playing are desperate to try and get in and wait for their opportunity, but I'm seeing it every single day. It was another big factor in why I believe we would turn it round for the poor running results, was purely because of how the group was every single day. That togetherness is something that's hard to get, and it comes from winning and going through tough times together, but coming out the other side and kicking on now. But there's still a lot of improvement to be done between now and the end of the season, but all in all I'm delighted with where we are.
Do you feel that there's a real belief within the squad this time, David, that the team can go on a promising cup run and get to Hampden and possibly even a final?
That's a challenge. I think that's a challenge at every single. So I've been at the club 10 years now. So even when we were in the Championship, the expectation and the demands of the football club is, what is your genuine goals at the start of any season? And I think this season is the same as it's always been for Hibs, which is top 6 minimum, try and get in a European place and try and win a cup. That's something that I was fortunate enough to experience as a player, but even some of the runs I've had over the years is something that it's a genuine opportunity for the football club to try and do that. And we've got an opportunity, a real tricky tie at the weekend to do that, but at the same time one we're all looking forward to try and get in the next round.
And the message for tomorrow night, is it a game that requires full concentration and focus, because Ayr are going to welcome you thinking that they can cause an upset?
Yep, that's exactly it. So you're guarding against that, as we've already touched on. They are full of confidence. They'll be looking for a cup upset, because all the expectations going to be on the Premier League team that's flying high at the moment to go down there and win. But that's part of the pressure of playing for a big football club that's there every single time they pull on the jersey. And this weekend, or Friday night, is going to be no different. It'll be a tough test, but one that the players will definitely be ready for, and we'll look forward to it.
And just finally, your squad, did everyone come through the weekend okay?
Yep, everyone's pretty much through it. There's no one coming back. The only one, obviously, Alessandro joins the group now, but unfortunately he hasn't played a competitive game since the end of November. So the Danish league finishes, they have their winter break, so he's slightly behind in terms of where he would be from competitive minutes. So he'll miss out this weekend, but we're getting up to speed as quickly as we can and try and get him back in and around the group as quick as he can.
How far away is Ayr?
He's still, well, he had his injection about 6-7 days ago. That's still niggling away. It's still a slower process than we'd like it to be, but he's getting back onto the grass. He's still not trained with the group yet, but the longer it's been going on and the length of time he's now been out requires a little bit more conditioning, naturally, because he's not been around the group. But we're hoping it's just a couple of weeks away or so. It's been a real frustrating one for everyone, like myself, but him as well. You know, he's, as I've said many times, he's happiest when he's on the grass playing every day, and it's a real slow one, which is becoming frustrating for everyone involved, but no one more frustrated than him, and he'll get back as quick as he can.
Was the injury one of the reasons he didn't move?
No, it just wasn't right for everyone involved. I think that's the big thing. A lot's been said about the speculation around players and players moving on, or the amount of players we've got out of contract and all the things we've talked about before. But it needs to be right for everybody involved, and at this moment in time it was the right decision to keep Ellie in, and I'm delighted that we were able to do that. That's the big thing, that the fact that we managed to keep players like that. There is interest in other players as well, as you naturally get all the time in the window, and I'm delighted that we've managed to do that.